Oh, one heck of a way to kick off SummerSlam right there. We had Liv Morgan putting up the WWE Women's Championship, going up against Mommy Rhea Ripley. One heck of a way. That was a really fucking good match. Great storyline of basically Rhea Ripley's shoulder popping out, coming back from that injury, and then her basically after getting beat on by Liv Morgan, basically saying that she was ready to fight. She ran over. She slammed her own shoulder into the announce table for a way to pop it back in. Great back and forth inside of the ring there, and the way it came down to Rhea wanting to take a steel chair into the match, and Dawn taking it away, basically saying that if the referee saw her hit her with the chair, it would be disqualification and she wouldn't have been able to win the WWE Championship that way. That's smart thinking by Dom, but in the end he slides the chair back in, and then basically announces to Liv that the chair is inside of the ring. Basically Liv hits like a DDT almost, I guess you can say, off the ropes right into the steel chair, knocking out Rhea Ripley for the 1-2-3. So then, basically Rhea Ripley loses the match. And then to add insult to injury, we have Dom picking up Liv Morgan up off of the ground after she rolled out of the ring, picking it up and laying a kiss on her right there on the entranceway, walking out with Liv. We got questions here. Basically, is Rhea Ripley going to be out of Judgment Day? Is Dominic Mysterio out of Judgment Day? Is Liv Morgan joining Judgment Day? Which way is that group growing? Is basically like Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley going to split off and be on their own? So it's a good way to keep us guessing on which way WWE is going to be going. Honestly, looks like Braun Strowman and Sami Zayn going to be coming up next. We just keep on pumping out highlight tapes on SummerSlam 2024. We got a new Intercontinental Champion. Braun Breaker goes on to defeat Sami Zayn. And it really all came down to Braun Breaker hitting, two huge spears on Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was about to hit the hell of a kick coming out of the corner, and Braun just ran straight across and just boom right into him, hit him with another one, and it was 1-2-3 and it was over. Not really the Goldberg style of match. Sami Zayn, I mean, it's not like it's going to take anything off of him to lose this match, but Braun is a guy that I look forward to having a huge career in WWE. I'm not thinking that they're going to put the WWE Championship on him in the next upcoming year or anything like that, but I do think this guy has one hell of a future. Having the Rick Steiner backbone inside of him, and just a hell of a run that he had in NXT. I started picking up his autographs as well as his rookie cards whenever I can find them. Kind of when I got into really like collecting cards again, he was just like one of the guys that had rookies in NXT that I was just like, this guy is can't miss. And I just basically bought every single one that I ever saw, whether it was at a show, whether if it was at a card store. And I picked up a ton of them on eBay. When he made his Royal Rumble debut this match, when basically he replaced somebody. He was a last minute addition. I can't remember who the story was that, he replaced Brock. And that's why he had the hell of a run in the Rumble. I was pumped. I made a rookie card collection video. It wasn't really watched that much, but if you are looking for Braun Breaker rookies, it's not like I'm going to be offloading them right now. But my collection that I have, a lot of them are graded. Some of them are raw. But basically, I was just buying almost anything I could. But for him to win the Intercontinental Championship this fast to being on the main roster, I think you can really tell that this guy is going to be the big deal in WWE soon. A new U.S. champion, LA Knight. I'll tell you one thing. That guy has really worked his ass off. You can remember, like, he really got himself over last year. He got that title shot against Roman. It just happened to be at the wrong time. There was people putting up fight for him to win the WWE Championship at the Glasgow show. And he went out there. He had a good match, and then he just sort of got pushed to the back. But I was looking at the SummerSlam card as it was building up, and this whole feud between LA Knight and Logan Paul basically, pushed back. I remember Logan being at... No, it was LA Knight in Logan Paul's pool is what it was. That's the video that I was remembering. And that video was put up... I believe right before one of their overseas shows. I can't remember if it was the Glasgow show or if it was another one, but I was like, oh, I guess they're having a match there, but they just were really building up and really pushing towards the SummerSlam match. They went out there and they gave one hell of a match. Logan Paul coming out to the ring. He's a bad guy. He's in his hometown of Cleveland. He really didn't get the Cleveland love that I thought he was going to get. Maybe it's because of... what he was doing on the internet, talking about boxing yesterday, or maybe it's just, he's just a bad guy that Cleveland just doesn't want to claim, like Ziggler, Gargano, The Miz. But normally Cleveland is a town that takes care of their own, but maybe they were just keeping up with the kayfabe. But as Logan came out, there was a security guard member there at the ramp, and then he kind of turned around and it was MGK. I really don't know a lot about Machine Gun Kelly, other than WrestleMania 28. He did a Barstool event in 2020 at the Indianapolis 500 for them when they were trying to get people to sign up for the Barstool app. And that was like a big concert, but I really don't know anything about his music these days. I know that it's kind of like a punk, rock and roll kind of deal. I guess he doesn't rap anymore. I don't know if he's just like pushing to a different genre to like to keep up with the Joneses, and I don't know, maybe he just, does that and raps, and I just don't know about it anymore. But seeing him back with WWE reminds me of WrestleMania 28. It reminds me of him showing up in 2016 and Kevin Steen, powerbombing him off the stage to the table. That he's has somebody out there like Jelly Roll, who loves WWE and isn't just a guy that just came, collected his check and is out of there. He's going to be out there really watching the show, really cheering him on. But damn good match. LA Knight, hell of a push for him. Big win at SummerSlam, winning the United States Championship. Now we just got to see what they can do to put it together to keep pushing along. But for him to stand up there with Logan Paul has had one hell of a run since he's been in WWE. He's had that U.S. belt for a while. He put it up at WrestleMania against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. He had the big match against Roman Reigns. He's got a long list of highlights in WWE. So something big's going to be coming for him. But hats off, LA Knight. We all remember him as Eli Drake in Impact, and he, put it all on the line to leave being the big fish in the small pond to go back to WWE, who didn't want him, and go to NXT, get himself over, almost get himself fired the first night he was in WWE. Once he came up to Monday Night Raw, and he was getting the managers of the models gimmick, and Vince McMahon hated him so much he was willing just to cut ties with them at that spot. So for him to be standing at SummerSlam winning the U.S. belt, hats off to him. Well, they're not all going to be great. we get a new WWE Women's Champion. Nia Jax beats Bayley. I think we were all rooting, we were all hoping for Tiffy time with Tiffany Stratton coming down with the Money in the Bank briefcase, knocking out Nia Jax. But instead, the King of the Ring produces its first championship change. Of course, this year it was announced that whoever won the King of the Ring got a title shot at SummerSlam, much like SummerSlam 1995 with King Mabel. there's really not a whole lot to tell. I thought that, honestly, Bayley was going to win with that huge power bomb of Nia Jax coming out of the corner. Really surprised she was able to get her up and hold her up for as long as she did. But it opened the window for Tiffany Stratton to come running down with the Money in the Bank briefcase. When she jumped up onto the ring apron, Bayley hit her, taking her eye off of the prize, which basically set up Nia Jax to hit the big Yokozuna Destroyer bombs in the corner. Not only hitting her with one, but hitting her with two. She had already taken one earlier in the match. That led to the 1, 2, 3. Tiffany Stratton got into the ring, kept waiting for the backstab of just hitting her with the briefcase, trying to take Nia out. But it looks like now we're going to go with the storyline of good friends, better enemies. Basically with Nia going around with the title and Tiffany Stratton and the Money in the Bank briefcase acting like she's kind of like the muscle of the group, I guess you can say. And we're just going to have to wait for the opportunity for Tiffany to stab her in the back, which will, I guess, make Nia Jax a babyface out of all this. But, I mean, that's the way that I see it going down, but we'll see if that's the story. That match right there is exactly CM Punk getting in the way of CM Punk. It's hard to believe that this is only like his third. He was in the Rumble. And he was in the Rumble. That was it. And now he's here. So this is his second televised match. His fourth match in WWE since debuting at the Survivor Series. And this is a match that basically everybody hated everybody. Punk has issues with Rollins. He has issues with McIntyre. McIntyre has issues with Rollins. He has issues with Punk. It should have just been a three-way dance right here. But Punk thinks he has the 1, 2, 3. He has McIntyre beat, but Rollins is outside of the ring, has to make his way back into it. And McIntyre kicks out before Rollins makes his 3 count. And then Punk and Rollins just have it out in the ring, just going back and forth, before Rollins is telling him, like, I am not your problem tonight. That is your problem. This is my company. This is my ring. This is the reason why, I don't like you. But we almost had the we almost had the SummerSlam 1997 with Rollins going after McIntyre with a steel chair early in the match and stopping before he hit CM Punk. I think that the wrestling fans that were inside of the ring, played an homage to the past right there. I think all 3 of these guys loved the business enough that they were growing up at the time that they remember that match. And we talked about that, I believe, 2 weeks ago in a video, and then I talked about it again in the video I made about Bret Hart versus the Patriot at the In Your House, where it was like a championship match against a guy that was barely an enhancement talent in WWF. It was just a weird time of the company. But the only thing I can really look at this and think of what's going to be happening in the foreseeable future is I think McIntyre winning this match is like a number 1 contenders match. I think that he will move on. I think that Damian Priest will win his match against Gunther now. I think that we'll get the Rollins versus CM Punk match because of this. But all out, I really thought that there was going to be more fireworks in that match. I don't want to say that it was a bad match. I was just looking for a little bit more. I really thought that was going to be the main event. And as of right now, I would guess Cody versus Solo is going to be your main event, which basically means that Roman's got to be coming back. The bloodline looks so weak right now that I just don't believe it to happen. Are they really going to let Solo beat Cody to make them look stronger so they can bring Roman back soon? I don't really know. Damian Priest versus Gunther, that's a big match. Damian Priest is a guy they're playing his commercial right now. But I don't know about him main eventing, but I guess he could. But I really thought this was going to be the big match of the night. All right, we're back. I just gotta get up, and I just realized I didn't have to go outside because there's nobody in the front room but the dogs and the cats. But a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther, a.k.a. Walter. Remember when NXT changed Walter's name to Gunther, and everybody went crazy about how it wasn't going to work and how he wasn't going to go anywhere, and they were killing him off. And then, of course, he did the complete body transformation. He lost all that weight, and he just came back. He honestly, this is not going to be good, but he reminds me of Vladimir Kozlov. That SmackDown push of 2009, I think, before Triple H beat him, and then he just never won a match ever again before going to ECW for its closing days. But the big story from this, honestly, is going to be the fact that Judgment Day, I guess, is no more, or in one night, Judgment Day kicked out their two former heavyweight champions. I'm guessing they're telling Damian Priest that they don't need him. They're telling Mommy that they don't need Rhea Ripley in the group anymore. It's just going to be JD, Carlito, guessing Liv Morgan with Dominic and Finn Balor. The best thing out of that whole deal is that Finn Balor is going to be the leader of the group, which I thought he was supposed to be back in the day. I've been waiting for Finn Balor to be WWE champion since 2016. Since he was in NXT, I thought that once he got brought up to the main brand with the Balor Club, he won the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. He beat Seth Rollins, and then he had to give the belt back because he injured something. He missed WrestleMania 32, and then he came back, won the Intercontinental title a few times. He's probably won the U.S. title or a tag title or something like that along the way. He's always been heavily featured. He's never been the main guy, but I would love to see. I know that he just recently re-signed with the company. I would love to see him actually be the guy that I thought he was supposed to be when he came over from New Japan. But basically, Damian Priest had the match won, and then he rolled Gunther over to be closer towards the ropes. I think only for Finn to do his spot, but I guess he had to roll him over and put his shoulders down. But he basically rolled him over all the way to the ropes, went to pin him, and on two, Finn Balor picked his leg up, put him up on the rope. And the best thing about it was that Priest couldn't believe he kicked out and got his foot up. That he just was watching the replay while in the ring, and he saw the fact that Finn Balor turned on him, and then he basically turned around, was trying to go after Finn, and that's when Gunther came and attacked him from behind and then slapped him in a sleeper hold. Priest was able to get out of it. Gunther grabbed him yet once again, attacked him from behind because he was going after Finn. Hit him with the powerbomb, immediately put the sleeper on, and that was it. Priest wasn't able to fight back from the second one. So his new documentary is going to be debuting, I believe, on Monday on the 5th. But he won't be WWE champion when his documentary comes out because he has lost the title. I still think he's going to be a main guy going to whatever the next PLE pay-per-view is going to be. He should be going against Finn in the Battle of the Judgment Day. So we've got a lot to look forward to from here to look better. So surprisingly, but Gunther, new WWE champ. The American Nightmare might have got the win tonight, but Roman Reigns is going to be all the headlines for WWE making his return. We'll have to see how much of Roman we're actually going to see. I think a lot of people are thinking that maybe we might get like a Roman versus Solo match out of this. A lot of people are looking forward to a Bloodline versus Bloodline kind of feud leading up to War Games, maybe a Survivor Series. Jacob Fatu being injured in the match. Definitely looked like he took some sort of a fall with his ankle/foot. I don't know if it was off the leap. I didn't really see him connect with the announce table, but he was hurt, and he seemed like he was really upset. I don't know if he was upset at himself, upset at hurting himself in that match, maybe realizing that he's messing up plans for the foreseeable future, with the Bloodline having 4 members. I don't know what they could do if he's going to be hurt that bad, that they can't put him back together for this feud. But Roman Reigns making his return, coming out to the ring. He had a Roman Reigns shirt on with a logo on it. I think it said OTC. Maybe it said DTC, and I couldn't tell that it was a D. I was trying to make it make sense. I honestly, for a second, was thinking of the BSK, Undertaker, Yokozuna group from back in the day, when they would play dominoes on the bus. That's the big tattoo that Undertaker has on his stomach, Tupac style, from those guys hanging out and being friends back in the day with the whole Hearts and DX war. They were just kind of their own group backstage that didn't really have to deal with the Clique and the other guys. But Roman making his return, definitely see big plans in the foreseeable future. Roman didn't wrestle a ton when he was the champion. He only showed up every once in a while, wrestled on the PLEs, and that's what I would see with him in the foreseeable future. Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here with the main event rundown from SummerSlam 2024. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa in the main event. Bloodline rules. That stipulation was named, I believe, the last SmackDown, when the Bloodline won the tag champs with Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. This was a fucking awesome match. Basically, Cody Rhodes was hitting Solo Sikoa with everything he had, and Solo Sikoa looked like he really learned from his time of helping Roman Reigns and being there for their 2-year feud. Just basically when Cody went for that kind of like duck under and punch in the chin, Solo Sikoa was right on it. When Cody did tried to do the cutter off of the ropes, Solo Sikoa swooped in and picked him up for a power bomb. It just seemed like all of Cody's tricks, although they work on so many other guys, Solo Sikoa sat there and he learned. All the times he wasn't playing around and he wasn't playing the old Bloodline jokes. He was studying for his day, because he knew that he was going to be in this spot. What sucks is that his luck ran out. He poked the bear too much, basically saying that Roman Reigns had let down the Bloodline by losing to Cody at WrestleMania 40, and that he was the new head of the table. Not today. Roman Reigns makes his return, coming out to the ring. Still has the big head of the table banner on his entrance when he comes on down. People were ready for it. I mean, there was signs in the crowd saying that they were trying to manifest the Roman Reigns return. I really didn't feel it, because of the fact that I didn't think that match was as hot as it needed to be the main event. It being in the main event spot, it really got helped out by Roman Reigns making his return. I don't know. Bloodline kind of seems flat. At one point, they had Solo Sikoa had the Bloodline come run down to help him out, and we had to have Randy Orton and Kevin Owens come down. Arn Anderson had said that he had friends in the locker room that were going to look out for him in these Bloodline rules. They ended up running off Tama Tonga and his brother, and that sort of left it back to a one-on-one. But that once Cody got the heads up, Jacob Fatu came into the ring. He ended up jumping off of the top turnbuckle, putting Cody through the announce table. Something there got messed up. Jacob Fatu was selling the angle, and he was to the point where he looked like he was a real injury. It didn't really seem like he was selling it. He tried to get up and just had to yell to Solo that he had to go get him because he wasn't going to be able to get up. And it seemed like he stayed down because as the match was going, it didn't go on that much longer. You could tell the fans that were in the front row were still looking at Batu, who was down where the announce table would have been. But Roman Reigns makes his return, comes down to the ring, takes out Solo Sikoa. I thought that he was going to offer a helping hand to Cody Rhodes to help him up. But instead, just they glared at each other, and Roman got out of the ring. Roman is still wearing Nikes, yet he's not wearing Jordans. The word came out, I believe, like last month that the Roman Reigns Nike deal ended up being canceled. So I thought that was weird that he was still wearing the Nikes, but I'm sure that he's still a fan of them, even if they're not going to produce his own Air Jordan Reigns style shoe. So that's your rundown from SummerSlam. It was a really, really good show. It was fun. I think I was into every single match except for one, that Bayley versus Nia Jax match. But hey, it is what it is. They're not all going to be great. So peace out. Thanks very much, guys.